Good afternoon and welcome. Oh, am I singing? Welcome and join in. So, what I wanted to talk about today is stress levels. And it's a close subject to me because if you know my story, you know that you know all about it pretty much. Um, and you also know that it can be quite dangerous in a long term if not treated. These invisible stresses. And lately, my lower eyelid, I think that's how you call it, has been like twitching. And I took it as a sign to take care of my stress levels. And with my mind at that time, I didn't see what I could be stressing about. But I'm very well aware of invisible stresses that we all have because of my experience, right? And because of what I went through. So, what I wanted to do is share a couple of ideas with you on how you can too gain the long-term benefits by following a routine that keeps your stress levels in check. And by the way, I'm still doing these things that I'm going to be sharing with you every day because it's continuous learning, right? It doesn't just stop one day. Like my eye doesn't twitch anymore, but it doesn't mean that a new stress wouldn't come into my life that I wouldn't have to deal with, right? So I hope that these tips help. So first, put trust in yourself. Stop the perfectionism. No stress can ever damage us once we realize that we're in charge. We're in control, and we have the ability to choose what we let into our lives. I know that I can always bet on myself because I know myself best. I know what I'm capable of and what I can accomplish if only I trust myself, my power. You are more capable of achieving what you want now than you will ever be. And perfectionism is something that I used to struggle a lot. I mean, it's a process. I'm still learning. But if the perfectionism is something that you know is holding you back, it's time to invite this done over perfect into everything you do. Because you know yourself best. You know what you are putting when you're putting your best abilities to create amazing results. Amazing things happen. So it's time to stop stretching yourself thin and instead learning when to stop and say, it's done. It's not perfect, but it's great. Don't let perfectionism be the enemy of great work, right? Because all it does, it causes unwanted stress because you have put unrealistic expectations. Point number 2. This point is quite personal and something we don't like to be called out for. And it's to stop judgment. Judgment of yourself and those around you. Now let me ask you, when you first saw me on the screen today, what were your thoughts? Were you pleased to see me and learn how to keep your stress levels in check? Hear what I have to say? Or were you maybe thinking, interesting choice of shirt? Were you judging the looks, the hair, makeup, maybe the background? And I'm not calling you out here, right? I'm not judging. I'm bringing your attention to the judgment if it's there. Because you see, judgment eats our energy away. And I have friends who say, I'm not judgmental, I'm not judging. Yet in their actions, it shows me different thing, right? And the fact is that you might think that you're not judging because sometimes and very often we don't even realize it. It's just so natural that we're like, we don't even think that we're judging, yet we're doing it. It's like, oh, if I would have that body, I would never wear that skirt. Judgment, right? We can't really escape it unless we notice it. So that's our job here, to notice when we're doing it. And I'm mentioning this because it creates invisible anxiety. You see, whenever we allow something or someone to lower our vibration, we open the door to more of it come into our lives in all shapes and forms. We invite more judgment into our lives. So imagine if you're working on something in your office, you're very busy. You probably know that you're not going to finish your to-do list today. You're almost going crazy, and your team member comes in with another project request, and you think, no, not her again. She always interrupts me when I'm busy, etc., etc. So do you see how this situation from bad went to worse? Because of you. You didn't even know what your colleague will say. You already prejudged, right? She's always interrupting me. Oh, not her. It's us judging others that creates more anxiety in our lives. So once we start to notice these times of judgment, it's that much easier to shift it around, because the hardest part is to actually notice it and call ourselves out on it, and that's our job. Point number 3, and this is the hardest one probably, to really be example in everything you do. Be the positive source of energy of everything you encounter. You are unique. There is no other person in the world like you, with the exact same upbringing, experience, knowledge, education, skill set, and gifts. You're unique, and the world needs that uniqueness. It's good to have role models that inspire us to, jump higher, dig deeper, shine brighter. But we are amazing and unique the way we are. So let's use that. Let's create an impact with that uniqueness. Let's be the example for others to follow and look up to. Let's be that light. Let's be the source of energy for others. I hope my tips help. I hope you can implement them in your routine. And have a great day. Have a lovely Thursday, and I will see you same time, same place next week.